representing Singaporeans in Waterbomb 2025.
A few Singaporeans like, who's this person? And I cried.
What is the trainee experience like?
We're not allowed to eat food. I was rehearsing until I wanted to faint already. I was just like, I want to take a break. And he was like, no, you gave up.
Is the money decent?
Huh?
Okay, so today we have with us a Singaporean who's ventured down a very unconventional path. She's done so many things based on the research that I've been able to do on her that it's very hard for me to honestly pinpoint this, right? She's also going to be representing Singaporeans in Waterbomb 2025 this year. Please welcome Estelle Fly. Welcome.
Finally, so I've known her for a long time, right? When John Chua signed you or when you worked with him.
Yeah.
I also talked about it and then he said, okay, can we work together to see whether we can like promote some of the artists under his label?
Right.
Then I was like, okay, Estelle, definitely. And that's when I followed her and followed back. We had a conversation of, okay, one day we'll make it happen when we have a catalyst event. Yeah. And then finally it.
So it's quite crazy because I don't know how to define you also. Like when I research you, right, first is, okay, you pursue being an idol.
Yeah.
Then after that, then you are also
J-pop, not K-pop.
J-pop, which we'll get into. Then you also do streaming, then you also do acting, then you're also very viral on like social media. How did you actually start this whole journey?
I think fundamentally I am a performer. I think as a kid I knew that already. So it started off naturally because I watched a lot of Hannah Montana growing up. I was very, very inspired by the people I was watching at the time. So I grew up wanting to sing, I wanted to dance, I wanted to act, I wanted to do everything. And with Disney comes animation also, right? A lot of cartoons, right? So I was just like, man, if one day I could do voiceover stuff, that would be sick. I mean, I've been very lucky. Throughout my life, I've had a lot of opportunities that presented themselves. And I was able to kind of like take that leap of faith, I guess, in multiple genres of performance. So that's why I ended up in Japan performing, I ended up dancing, ended up acting, all the things I wanted to do. I was just like, just do that, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
So when like Chinese New Year you meet your relatives and then they ask, hey, what are you doing now? Like what's your short answer?
Oh, that's a very good question. I usually just say, I go work or like I dance because my granny, she doesn't fully understand, I think to this day, what I really do. So she every time I come over, she'll just like, oh, 没有跳舞啊? Then I'm like, no, I'm not 跳舞ing today. But I had work today and I'm here to visit you now. And then she's like, oh, okay. I saw you on TV the other day. You 跳舞很好看啊. Then I'm like, oh, thank you very much. So usually I just tell them I go to work.
I found a story of how you got scouted for idolship.
Yes.
Very, very interesting.
Yeah.
Can we have like the detailed breakdown?
Well, I was in a Maid Cafe at this event called Anime Festival Asia, AFA. It's still ongoing till now, by the way. Yeah, every year it's pretty huge.
What happens at a Maid Cafe?
I've actually been to a few. It's just, I mean, when I was a tourist in Japan, it's just it's normal.
what happened,
no, there's an
like-
extra menu. Sorry, I remember now. So they will serve your food and drinks.
Yeah.
But they'll be cutesy and they're in their outfit.
Yeah.
And then there's a menu
Okay.
where you can pay to take a picture with them and all
Yes.
weird stuff.
I mean, the one was
the
weird
weird
lah.
Yeah, got a lot. I mean, weird is not weird as in
Is it the old you
like your mother
thing?
won't be proud kind of weird, but but weird like it's beyond a certain picture. They can do certain different type of poses with you, or like even you can take the Polaroid and then you be the photographer, something like that.
Oh, they have that in Japan?
That one place I went to lah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
The one in Singapore, they just made us like power up the food.
How
like
power
chant
up?
at the food.
Like 加油,
Oh!
加油 like that.
I mean,
You didn't know to bless the Kiara Kitty did something like that on the
yes.
pop up.
Oh.
yes.
It's so strange, right? That I think at that time, this was like, wow. Like
Yes.
Singapore gonna make every article is reporting about it. But today, right, like it's gotten so extreme.
You can't even say maid anymore.
Like you have like muscular women slapping you in the face kind of stuff. Have you seen that?
I mean, everybody likes different things, you know. They
No,
just
but
try
the
to
level,
cater to the different.
the intensity of some of this stuff is like, wow.
Yeah.
I feel like I cannot bring my grandmother. You know what I mean? Maid Cafe, I still can bring my grandmother.
Right.
But buff women slapping me and deadlifting me.
I think
is
those
like,
are the ones you want to bring your grandmother. Like the maid one, your grandmother will think weirdly of you.
Actually, you're right, actually.
our grandmother different.
So I was part of this Maid Cafe. At the time, the bosses of AFA, they were saying, oh, we want to promote this karaoke system. It's called Joy Sound.
Oh.
And then I was just like, you know what? Actually, I could help you guys like go on stage promote. I know, I could sing. And then they were like, it's going to be on the main stage though. It's going to be huge. I was just like, I mean, it might be tough, but sure, why not? You know, main character moment. Oh my gosh, I was so cringy.
Oh, you're so confident.
I
I know.
It's actually quite nuts. I was like 17 only at that time. And I was just like, I'll do it. I'm going to do it. I went on stage. I sang.
In the maid outfit.
No, it
okay,
was
okay.
not. Thankfully, it wasn't. The karaoke system was in Japanese, you see. I cannot read Japanese. So I held a piece of paper on stage. Imagine Suntec City, the stage, right? Then I was on stage like that with the mic and I was holding a piece of paper.
Yeah.
And then I sang for the karaoke system. But
It defeats the purpose of the karaoke
I know,
screen.
I know.
Got people rara no? Or is it those everybody walking around minding on business? Like,
People rara, like there were people
no.
seated down, like in a huge hall. Yeah.
Right.
And then I was just holding the piece of paper and I was singing. And I think I did a pretty decent job, honestly speaking, because after I went off stage, the people from the green room, you know, behind the stage,
Yeah.
you have the waiting rooms, right? They all came out. And some of them were clapping. I'm not even making this up. Yeah,
Right.
they came out and they were clapping. And these were people from the industry already. If I remember correctly, I think one of my future manager, and he was the manager for Mayan, and she was like really huge at the time. I'm not sure now, but she was huge at the time. So I think that was when he went like, oh, this girl can sing. And then after that, for the Maid Cafe, to promote the Maid Cafe, I went on stage again. I went to dance.
this is the same event.
Same event.
Wow, okay,
Same
wow.
event.
But that's why you were there lah in the first place.
Yeah, that's why I was
Okay,
there.
okay.
It was a paid
Honestly.
gig lah, at least the maid cafe thing.
The Maid Cafe thing was a paid gig, yes.
Okay, okay.
Me having to do all the performances was completely free, of course. It was just for promotional purposes. So I think that was when that manager went like, oh, okay, this girl can sing, she can dance. You know, I'll keep an eye on her. And then they didn't even scout me then. It was like the year later I came back and I worked for the cafe again because it's a yearly affair thing. It's
Right.
like Natas fair, you know, like once a year. kind.
yeah.
You know, it's like one of those things, right? Once a year. So
I very long never hear that term.
It's still around, I think.
Is it?
I think so.
But yeah, I came back the following year to do it. And then that was when he was like, actually, have you ever heard of anime idols? And me at the time, I was just like, yeah, of course, I would love to. I know
Yeah.
about idols. Not that I love to be an idol, but I've heard of it. And it's like, are you interested? Then I was like, let me think about it. Let me think about it. But oh my gosh, I was so excited when he presented me with the opportunity.
Sorry, you said anime idol,
Yes.
which is not the same as a pop idol.
No. So there's two types of idols in Japan. There are people who sing like pop songs, like therefore J-pop. But for me specifically is anime songs
Right.
at the time. And a lot of times and they start off singing anime music and then when it hits gold and then they start doing maybe more
J-pop.
mainstream.
Right. So in anime idol, is your face shown? Are you behind the anime and then you're just a voice? Or you are actually just performing just like a J-pop artist?
On stage, obviously, it'll be you lah.
Right.
It's not like you have a hologram or anything.
Right.
You perform as yourself.
Which
Right.
includes like dancing.
Yes.
Okay.
And singing. Yeah.
And then was there like training?
It was really quick. Our first performance was actually slated to be like 3 months later. So you imagine.
wow.
Sorry, when you say our, means immediately you joined a group.
Yeah, they had 3 other girls. There was like a bunch of others they were considering also
Right.
from the cafe. But then in the end, they decided on 4 of us in the end.
Right.
Like part-timer working at the cafe.
And they were the Maid Cafe also. But because at the cafe, they were like, we have performed, we've danced before. Because when we were at the cafe, there were tons of people lining up for us. So I
Right.
think in their minds, they went like, oh, I think they do have a market already.
Right.
And they're like nobodies. So
Right.
imagine if we made them into a somebody, was worth a shot, right? Yeah, it was pretty much it. It was like maybe a couple months later, they were like, okay, we're going to bring you guys together. We're going to send down like a choreographer. We're going to send you guys the song. You guys going to record. Guys are going to learn, rehearse, and then we're going to get you guys to perform to open for Mayan in 3 months' time.
Okay. That's quite
So you would imagine, right? The learning curve, it went from, like I was only 17 at the time.
Yeah.
So I was just like, oh my God, this is so fun. It went from that to like, oh my God,
Yeah.
wait, what?
Oh my God.
So it went like that. The learning curve was
And this
like
was
this.
in Japan or in Singapore?
In Singapore first.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, so for our first song, actually, if I remember correctly, we did most of it in Singapore. We recorded the song in Singapore and we were trained in Singapore. So they sent the choreographer down for a week. She trained us the choreography like for 3 days. And the rest of the days was just body conditioning. It was just hardcore stuff. And then she flew off. And then they appointed me to kind of facilitate the rehearsals because I had the most dance experience.
Right.
And the most like, I guess, singing experience compared to the rest of the girls. And then I had to send report.
The whole 2 years was in Singapore.
After the first song, it was like maybe 3 weeks in Japan, 2 weeks in Japan, and then we'll rest in Singapore 1 week, and then we fly again next month.
Right.
How are Japanese fans like? I would imagine like they're very passionate
Yes.
with light stick and like mostly men, you know.
Fair, because we are female idols, right? I think in K-pop also you will see like certain girl groups, they have like a lot more male fans also. But we also do have female fans. And looking back, actually they were a lot more respectful than people think that they are. I think because we started off not super young. I was like the youngest, right? I was 17, right? They looked at me and they really felt like, like I really want her to succeed, so I want to take care of her. And every time when we have like fan meets and stuff like that, they will sometimes write really sweet letters. They will try to give us things. Like some of them will give us food, and we're not allowed to eat food because no, we're not to eat their food because they don't know what's in
Safety
it, right?
concern, yeah.
But they feel the need to like take care of us, and they're very actually maybe they're shy. They're mostly shy. They're very raw in the crowd, but when they meet you in person, they're like like that. Yeah, so they are actually really sweet. We haven't gotten to the point where they feel like they want to follow us home lah.
So I think we also see a lot of like K-pop trainee stories, right?
Yeah.
What is the trainee experience like for the Japanese side?
I mean, I cannot speak for K-pop because I debuted in a very different era. If I remember correctly, even in Japan, it's not as intense as K-pop training during my era. I think now, I think it's pretty much the same already, I feel.
Right.
But back then, they were a lot more chill. They wouldn't like weigh you every weekend. In Japan, it's just like if I see you're getting a bit more like happier, like you're enjoying yourself a little bit too much. Yeah, you know, you eat very happy, right? But if you're enjoying yourself too much, they will like kind of subtly hint at you.
Right.
In my case, in terms of maybe how long we were rehearsing, I guess it's the same because I start from 10 a.m. and I end at around like 7, 8 p.m.
Every day,
Yeah, every day in Singapore. I think we had like a couple of rest days, but during the rest days, they expect us to go and work out.
And you kind of manage all this because there's no management team in Singapore. So it's the four of you all like your little club.
Sort of, but they also put somebody in charge in Singapore to look out for us. Yeah, so he'll sit there the whole day, basically make sure we're rehearsing.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. If not, at some point, you're 4 teenagers, it'll be like lunch.
Yeah. Yes. There are some days that like rarely that he wouldn't show up. He would just like leave the system there. And it was tough because on the days that my manager decides to fly down, right, he would turn off the aircon. So we will rehearse in a stuffy dance studio with no aircon the whole day. And then we have to dance and sing.
This is for what? To build character?
No, yes, to build character, to build good habits. I will tell you this one story. It's quite insane. There was one time I was rehearsing until I wanted to faint already because it was so hot. I was sweating like crazy and like the sweat was, I was just like, I want to take a break. So he went like, okay, you can take a break. So he was like, you take a break. Then they continued rehearsing. So it was just like once through like the dance, like 4 minutes. And I was just like, okay, I want to join. I just got back up. And he was like, why are you getting back up? And I was like, no, I want to continue. And he was like, no, you gave up.
Oh my God, so intense.
So since you gave up, you don't get to join. You don't get to give up and join as and when you like your members continued rehearsing. What makes you think you can just walk in and out of a rehearsal, like of your practice like this? So he made me sit down and watch them practice, and I cried as I sat down because I felt so guilty for like taking that break.
I kind of see the merit of that. Now you kind of force yourself to push through each time.
Correct. So, and I was supposedly the member who had the most experience, right, in singing and dancing. My other members had lesser experience, but they still kept going. And from that day onwards, right, I was like, if my members are not resting, I don't get to rest. And I think this is the same culture in Japan also, in the working force. If people don't go home, you don't go home. It's the same thing, right?
Damn.
Yeah.
It's so scary. It really like army.
It is. No, but I quite see the value in that.
Yeah, same.
To really make you push through. But did he manage it in a way whereby there's no resentment after that?
I mean, I was a child. I didn't, obviously a part of me became a lot more afraid of him. In my mind, I think I thought like he was just like looking out for me as like a manager, like a dad in some way. But when that happened, it totally shifted my perspective.
Right.
And then I was just like, oh man, like he's serious also. Like I kind of took his kindness for granted. Yeah.
But that's a really healthy way to look at it.
Yeah.
If he's a nice guy, yeah. I know, so weird, right? Now we're talking about dreams, and this is such a big dream, okay?
Okay.
These 2 years, right?
Yeah.
Were you all paid? Like, what is the money decent?
I think to answer your question, we were paid.
Okay.
Like, is Japan entertainment money much better than Singapore entertainment money?
We cannot judge because we were still in the growing phases, right? And I think in Korea it's the same thing. Like they're in debt till like maybe years later. Not everyone's like a new jeans. Like in 6 months they pay everything off. Like most groups, they take about like 2-3 years to pay off their debt.
The debt to who?
To the company, because they house you, they feed you, they take care of your transportation, things like that.
So you have to pay back?
Yeah, of course.
What if they decide not to debut you?
They'll just let you go, and then you'll have to find some other way to recoup the cost, I think.
Okay, but you don't owe them.
No.
Okay. So if they debut you, then okay, that's fair.
You only owe them if you sign on and you quit halfway.
Okay.
You break the contract.
Yes. I mean, it's the same thing. Like SQ same also, right? You break the bond,
Yeah.
you pay lah. You know,
Yeah,
it's the same for everything. So it's pretty fair on my end. But yeah, being paid, to answer your question on how
The
decently
money was
paid,
good lah, ish. For,
I don't think it's good enough for even early teens. But if you really think about it, okay.
$5 per hour.
I think it would be paid more than that if it's $5 per hour. Because if you think about it, right? Okay, we had to split the profits between 4 people. So
right.
after paying a huge percentage to the company. So I cannot disclose how much we earn specifically, but I can say like we are paid every quarter. So when it comes in, right, we will actually place bets on how low it can go.
Right.
Oh my god, so sad.
Yeah. But,
So it's super struggle lah, actually.
Hey, but you know what? Looking, it was quite funny because we found it funny because we knew that it's impossible to be paid a lot. It's like we know because it's just part of the process of being an idol. Some idols don't even get paid, period.
And they're investing in you with all the training and everything else as well.
Exactly. But it's just like for fun because it's like one of those like,
Right.
I bet we're going to get this amount. And then there were a couple of times where the amount was lower than we bet. But you know, we were like, you know what? We can treat ourselves to a nice meal at, I don't know, like...
A Maid Cafe or something like that.
I mean, McDonald's a bit sad lah. Maybe hot tomato, you know, at the time.
I love hot tomato.
I love hot tomato. Hey, bro, you know, at the hot tomato plaza
was
scene.
alive then, man.
Yes, it was alive then.
So at which point did that journey reach its high, and at which point you all decided that chapter ends?
To be honest, I felt like we had a lot of good opportunities lining up for us already because the company we were in was huge. Like when we searched them up, it was really one of the top companies in
Right.
Japan. So it's like no joke. Even though it seems like, oh wow, they just picked us up from nowhere. But it was like a very legit company. I feel looking back, maybe as Singaporeans, we were very young. We don't really know what this journey of being an idol entails. We only were idols for 2 years.
That's a long time, actually. No?
Actually, no. In the grand scheme of things, if you want to build an idol, you have to give them a minimum of 2 years. And that's just putting the foundation blocks.
Right.
But I think at that age, we didn't fully understand that that is what it took for you to get anywhere. So eventually, there were also other issues. Even though we were getting more fans, we were getting very legit anime gigs. Like, I don't know if you heard of Cut 5 Vanguard. It's actually pretty huge already. Like, even now in Singapore. At the time, we didn't see it. So we were just like...
Sorry, what is it?
A Cut 5 Vanguard is like an anime that turned into a card game.
Oh, okay,
A trading card game. So it's
okay.
pretty huge. So actually, we were on the way to reaching a high.
Yeah.
But because we didn't understand that, I think a lot of us kind of didn't see the point. And I think 2 members felt like it was going to be the end of the road for them. I mean, we were like half a group down, you know,
Yeah.
4 members only, right?
No, but at that time when half your group decide maybe this is not it, or
Yeah.
like too slow, the progression feels too
Yes.
slow, too unexciting already.
Yeah.
Because you all started so quickly, right? So the
Yes.
expectations must be mounting on what's
Yeah.
next. Next year we're gonna open them for Lady Gaga already.
Yeah.
And then when that doesn't happen, and both of them saw like kind of the end of the line, how were you feeling? Were you still excited by this whole thing?
I was the youngest in my group. And when my older members were seeing things that way, it made me feel like maybe they're right. You know,
Okay.
like I'm not sure. And there were other things also. Like, I mean, I really felt like there was a lot of responsibility on me because like I mentioned before, a lot of like the dance rehearsals and reports, I also had to report for them to my
Yeah.
manager. I felt like I don't know if I can continue doing this because I think the initial plan was they wanted to bring on 4 other girls, like 4 other new girls.
Right.
And at the time already I was like 20. So actually I'm not super young. And they were like, okay, we need you to get all these girls up to speed. So
Right.
for me, like 19 turning 20, I was just like, I don't know if I can do this.
Yeah.
I became very scared. Yeah, I became very, very scared.
Did you drop out of school for this?
I dropped out of LaSalle, yes. But to be fair, I was studying dance.
Okay.
Diploma in dance, and when I spoke to my teacher, he was just like, I think you just go. A lot of people graduate. Yeah, because people like learn, like they graduate out of LaSalle, especially in dance, to do what you're doing right now. So you're just basically skipping a step. So just go, don't waste your time, you know? So I didn't have a diploma. I just had like an O-level cert at the time. And I thought that was going to be my life. I thought I was just going to perform and I'm just going to grow from there.
Yeah.
You know, but after that happened, I was just like, oh my goodness, what am I gonna do now? It really weighed on my shoulders, and that was when I formally decided to tell them like, I don't think I can do this. Like, I cannot stay and what if I let you guys down? And you know, at 20, it feels like, wow, this is so much. So I just thought like, I'm gonna leave. And then it became just one girl. And then she became a soloist.
Oh,
Yeah, she became
nice.
a
Good
soloist.
for her.
Yeah, good for her. She became a soloist. I went back to study mass comm.
Right.
Because I just wanted some form of normalcy. Because when I was in the group, right, all my friends were studying, and when I was going through all the hardships, when I felt like I was losing my grip on reality, right, I didn't really have anybody to talk to. In a way, like whatever I was going through, it's not things
Not
that
relatable.
regular sing. Yeah. So when I shared with them, they just didn't know what to say, right? So when I went back to school, I just was happy that I was doing something that everyone else was doing, and I felt I was playing catch up. That was my goal: to study, get a job, and just like never revisit this again.
Really?
Yeah, crazy, right?
How do you end up going back to entertainment?
I flew with SQ for a while.
Oh.
Yeah, and then
So that was normal. That was
It was normal because it was like good pay, and I wanted to do double degree, right? Like that stuff's not gonna pay itself, right?
Right,
Yeah.
So I flew. But when I was in SQ, I got other opportunities. And long story short, I didn't ever talk about this online. So this is new info for you guys. I went to Korea to compete in a sing competition.
Wait, you got scouted while in SQ to sing in Korea?
During that period, I was like doing like song covers and stuff like that.
Okay. You were a creator lah.
Yeah, I was some form of a creator, yeah. And then I wanted to just sing because I love to sing. I didn't have to be a singer. I just put out covers lah. So I got an opportunity to go to Korea to perform and like to compete.
How's that?
It was nuts because that was the first time I got to see the makings of a reality show.
Right.
I learned a lot of like voting. It's not exactly
Yeah.
yeah, you know, voting is it's not what we
rigged
think
ah.
it is. Yeah, you know, if you don't, it's not what we think it is. It's tough. Like competition shows, like you sleep so much lesser than you thought you would. It's crazy. But it was a great experience overall.
So you had to sing in Korean also?
Yes, I did. I did have to. And there was one, there
You're
was
so
one.
talented.
Yeah, all your jobs so difficult. You're only semi-qualified for a lot of the big jobs you were taking back then.
It was quite crazy because one of the episodes they needed us to sing a song from Singapore, and I remember a bunch of us like competitors were from Singapore, and then we were like at the time like what Singapore songs?
Yeah.
This is home.
We sang.
Chan Mari Chan.
but not hype ma.
The kopi siutai.
We sang some Ray Eun song.
Or Reach Out for the Stars.
No, it wasn't an
not
NDP song.
Not NDP song. You only know local NDP songs.
No, I know local artist songs, but I thought like need Singapore.
Right.
I don't know if you guys know Kelly. She's from Wa Banana. I know some people know her from.
Yeah.
Kelly Keynes.
Kelly Keynes, that's right.
Yeah. That's how I met her.
Oh, she was in a singing.
Kelly.
That's how I met her.
So then from there, how did you eventually start on your solo career path?
I was just like, you know what? I mean, I have some autonomy now. Just write something. I think it took about 4 years-ish for me to kind of like come around back into like music. And then I just like, hey, I have a friend who's a producer. I was like, hey, actually, you have any empty tracks just for the lols, maybe I
Yeah.
can like throw something on top.
You're very good at this kind of negotiation.
She'll have made a lot of opportunities for herself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, why not, right? Yeah, I just told the person, if you have an empty track, I don't know, maybe you could just send it over.
Yeah.
I write something. And then it became my first song. It became Blue.
And then that was where Zendel picked you up shortly after.
Yeah. You know John Chua, right? Like John.
Not me, the other one.
Yeah, the other one. I met John in a very unconventional way also because I think he was a judge for Shine Fest.
Right.
I auditioned and I didn't show up. I got shortlisted and I didn't show up.
Because?
I got scared. Like they asked me what is my tech rider, and then I don't know. Never mind. I think I don't go already. Yeah, I literally.
Of all the things that you have done, you got scared for Shine Festival.
I'm.
What you said?
I mean, dude.
Wait, that's the Republic Poly one.
No.
That's Ignite.
The skip one.
National Youth.
Yeah, I think later on, I think John followed me or I can't remember, on IG or something like that. And then he wanted to meet me for a meal just to talk. At the time, I already thought just to talk. So we went for the meal and then he told me, do you know actually I was the one that approved of you in passing and then you did not show up for auditions?
Right.
Yeah, I think maybe that made an impression on him, I guess. Not in the
Right.
best way, but I think he remembered.
Right.
And then he offered to have sign me on as an artist, and I said, sure. Yeah. This I have John to thank for because he opened so many doors for me. He got me to meet many different songwriters. I attended songwriting camps. I got to perform for Music Matters Live. He did the best he could in his arsenal to help me as an artist. I also learned a lot of things from my side because after all, right, I was an idol before. I wasn't an artist, you know.
What would you say the distinction is?
Idol, you're pretty much just there to execute the vision that the company has for you.
Right.
So, although I was Estelle, right, I hate sports. Like, I'm not great at sports, but they made me the sporty person. They made me like the active person, you know? So, an idol is very much this. They tell you to do this, do that, go and do it.
I see.
Execute this vision. But for an artist, right, you have to sit down and really look at your craft and see how you're gonna push it and how you're gonna give it to the audience, you know, like brand it and stuff like that.
Right.
So John, he did his best to help me like find that for myself, to identify what's good for me. But I think at the time I was also kind of finding a bit of a struggle for me also because I was still in that mindset of an idol, right? It's difficult for you to put yourself under a magnifying glass and go like, this is for me.
Quite fun actually, how it sounds. Is it
It-
fun?
it
Is it fun
sounds-
that period?
I mean, when you talk about it, it's fun, but I'm pretty sure John was damn headache. Like trying to, because it was difficult because at the time I didn't entirely know what I want also. So they would sit down with me multiple times for hours trying to figure out what will work for me. Yeah, and because I love K-pop, right? I would just shoot them like artists that I love. Like I love her, I want to be her. But wanting to be her is different from who you are as a person, right? There's like this disconnect, it might not work.
I feel like sometimes you don't know who you want to be, but you look up to someone and then you say, okay, I want to be that person. And that makes you feel like, oh my God, I lack originality, I lack personality, right? But what I always encourage people is to like, write down what do you like about that person that you want to be. And then you combine 2-3 people that you like.
Yes.
I think that's a completely like valid way to live.
Yes, which is, I think eventually as I grew as an artist like myself, I learned that this is a good way of like finding out and honing that identity of yours.
Tell me about Waterbomb.
Yeah.
How did that come about?
I like to think that the people who have organized the event have seen what I've done on stage. Also, hey, if you dance, can come dance. If everyone that dance can dance, if you can dance on stage.
Oh my god.
One day, we'll try and make it happen. But yeah.
I help you hit the waterball. I help you do the gun.
You know, I saw you do this for a second. I just thought was like, is it See This Island?
Oh no.
I was just like,
I was shooting the water bomb gun at the side. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, and then they presented me with that opportunity. And I mean, who would be crazy to say no, right? I'm
Yeah.
just like, yeah, sure, of course, I would love to. But
What was that feeling though?
I mean, to be very honest, at that point, I was just like, oh my God, that is sick. And then it just ended with like, this is gonna be great. And then as it got closer, it got to like, oh my God, this is real. This is real, you know? And then I'm just like, oh my God, I'm going to be performing on the same stage as 21. Oh my God.
It's crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And I think it's great that View actually went above and beyond. And I think they got 2 other Singaporean artists also. They're
Yeah.
Y. Lucas and DJ Kiara. Yeah, who's coming to perform. And they're great. So thank you, View,
Thank you.
for giving us Singaporeans a chance to represent Singapore.
Do you feel like the entertainment space in Singapore has kind of changed?
Oh yeah,
In the
for
last
sure.
10 years, what do you think?
Now everything is like so accessible. Everybody has a phone and access to TikTok, right? I feel a lot of musicians, it's easier for them to put themselves out there right now. And with the whole idol culture from Korea, from Japan, I think when Singaporeans try to do something like for Regina, right? Like she has so much talent, right? And you know, platforms like TikTok actually really got the eyeballs she needed to, you know, for people to see what she can do. And luckily for us, like people from overseas saw that, oh, it's something that Singaporeans can do. And then you know how it is, you know, in Singapore, it's always like if other countries validate you, Singaporeans are more likely
Only
to
then
take
will we
you.
embrace you.
Yeah, but I think in recent years, it's quite encouraging to see that even without that, we have like Singaporeans actually rooting for their own people.
Yeah.
So even though it took like 10 years for us to get there, I'm just glad that we're on the right track. I don't know if you guys know, but I think somebody brought up the whole thing of me performing at Waterbomb, and then there was like a whole bunch of people.
Congrats!
Yeah. Thank you. There were like a few Singaporeans, obviously, like,
Yeah.
oh, who's this? Like, who's this person? But a Singaporean, like, a young Singaporean stood up for me. I did not expect that. It is encouraging to see that that's changing, you know? To the people who obviously want to hate first, I would obviously encourage you to go and see whomever you're hating first, see what they can do, and then draw your own judgments. For me, in my case, when they were like tearing me down, in my perspective, it's like, you've never seen me, so I totally get it.
Right. It didn't hurt you that period, that comment?
No, because to be very honest, when I was in CA, right, I had way worse comments on Hardware Zone. Everybody remember
Right.
Hardware Zone? Yeah, I was like...
They're still alive and still tearing people down, by the way.
Yeah, so imagine at 17, I had my first taste of that. And I was very, very, it really affected me back then. So I think growing up at this age, I just like, ever since like...
Nothing beats Hardware Zone.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, nothing beats Hardware Zone. They built like resilience, I swear to God. I swear to God. But... it's just like on TikTok, I'm just like, okay, you know what? I mean, come and watch me. If you guys don't like me, then totally fair, man. I get it. Warranted.
No, for the longest time, right, I wanted to see whether I could invest in John Paul and Daniel Lim to see whether I could make singer-songwriters out of them. Because they are already singing, they are already writing songs, they're already very good at playing guitar. I want to see whether I could package them.
There's space for that, okay? Like grown men who know what they're doing. You can bet I'll be the first to watch you guys.
Right?
Wow.
You got a fan already?
No, we can make this happen.
What is the advice you would give, or how would you nudge us as like friends, right?
Yeah.
Who also want to try and pursue music in Singapore?
I think number one, it would be great to share ideas, but don't overstep, because it does feel that you guys are very like good in like your separate things. So just trust each other that whatever you guys are doing, you guys know what you guys are doing. Because I feel like it's difficult when friends become business partners. You get what I mean? It can be very, very tricky. So I think remember to make sure that you're doing this because it's fun and it's something that fulfills you guys, and at the same time you guys are trying to make like bag out of it. You're gonna get your bag, right? Try to make bank with something that you enjoy. So I have to remember that.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyone that watches the Daily Ketchup is encountering Estelle for the first time today and would like to support local music and local musicians. Which is that one song that you'll point them to?
I want to point them to my EP, can or not? That's in December.
December.
I have an EP dropping in December. It's a whole bunch of really cool songs that I'll be performing at Waterbomb. There'll be 2 new songs that I'll be performing at Waterbomb.
Ooh.
But if I had to pick like a song right now, can I pick 2?
Sure.
Okay, one of it will be Pose, because I love that song to death. I fought so hard to get that song out. So Pose will be one of them, and Voice, simply because Voice I got to sing in both Japanese and English, and it was a very cathartic experience for me, because it was me finally honing and embracing my J idol era of my life, and me as Estelle Fly. So those 2 songs really,
Nice.
So please listen on Spotify, YouTube Music, and all streaming
In fact, we'll play
platforms.
it now. Can copyright strike it now.
Oops.
Okay, so thanks so much to Estelle for joining us today.
Yay!
And Waterbomb 2025 is happening 30th and 31st August.
Yes.
So go check it out.
Yes, also support local, support us. Do subscribe to this channel. Follow Estelle on Instagram. Her links are here. And we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.
The fly come from where?
Last time on Facebook, right, when you put your name in, there was a first name and a last name.
Yeah.
And they had to be approved by Facebook before it can go up on Facebook. I wasn't the coolest kid in school back then. I did not know what fly kite meant. So I put Estelle Fly, and then my last name I put Kite.
Okay.
So obviously they wouldn't agree. I think they didn't approve Kite lah. So they only approved Estelle Fly. They only approved my first name. So only Estelle Fly came up.
Oh,
So it's
so it was a Facebook moderator that named you.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
Blessing
No, it's
disguise, right?
Can you imagine
Today
Waterbomb,
we
they
will be
call you
calling
up
you
and then we
Fly Kite.
welcome Fly Kite.
Imagine, man.
like kite.
Imagine. I would love to have won an award, and it had to be on national television, and someone important had to say it. Like they had no choice.
Your friends will be like, go fly kite.
Yeah.
Go fly kite.
Like,